Hey everybody, this is Steph Mishuk with killersites.com, killerphp.com, and a few other sites. In this video, I want to quickly talk about how important it is to keep the site looking busy, looking active, looking up to date. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to best do this. First of all, why do you want to keep the site looking up to date or busy? Well, think about it. If you have a site and you got some guy coming over the web, coming to visit it, and it looks like it hasn't been updated in a year, people are going to have less confidence about the content on your site, especially if you're selling products. Nobody wants to buy from a store that, you're wondering if there's anybody there. If they place an order, will somebody be there to actually take the order and respond? This happened to me actually. So it's important for the sake of creating a more sticky site, sticky meaning a site that people are willing to come back to, and a site that people will have trust in. It's important that you make it seem active, seem like there's actually people behind it now, keeping it up to date. So I got a 5 quick little tips that can help, and we'll start with the simplest. First of all, many sites, and I'm here on Killer Sites here, I'm going to scroll down. Many sites will have a copyright notice. Now, try to keep it up to date. So if it's 2010, and we're in 2010 when I'm recording this video, it should read 2010. And, if you're, assuming that we're in 2010 now, if this was 2008, and I come here, and it was written only 2008 or 2009, I'd be wondering if the site was actually active because, shouldn't this be updated, right? And actually it also goes to the credibility of the people behind the site. If they're too lazy to update their own copyright notice, you have to wonder about everything else that they do. Another option that you have is to use the last updated text somewhere on the site. Now, we don't have it on Killer Sites here, simply because we have a lot of other aspects to this page that give the impression of activity. I'm going to get to those soon. But one other option you might have right up here, or somewhere very visible, could be up on top of the search here, a last updated, whatever date you put. You can actually use PHP or JavaScript to cheat and have it list the latest date. But again, this is something that's still usable. It helps to give the impression that the site is active, the people behind the site are actually there. Another great way to keep the impression of an active site is to use a blog. Now everybody knows what a blog is. It's a date-ordered, weblog list of articles. It could be comments about what your company is doing, etc. We use Killer Sites blog to talk about what we're doing. Like here, I'm talking about new tips and tricks collection that we have. And it could be used if you're selling products to talk about new product updates or whatnot. The point is, the blog is date ordered. You see it right here, February 20th, etc. 2 on February 20th, 1 on February 18th. Now, what we've done is we've taken our blog articles and we stuck them in the homepage here. So as soon as people get to the homepage, they see, oh yeah, today is February 20th, by the way, as I'm recording this video. So people coming to the site can see that, yeah, the site is active. Look, there's a couple of blog entries for today, and you see that there's regular entries of articles. Another way of keeping the impression of an up-to-date site is to actually update the look and style of the site. We have to do it more often than others, perhaps, because we're in the web design training business, if you will. So, we have to have a really up-to-date site. But, if you have a site that has a 1994 look to it, you may want to consider updating it. So for instance, I'll go to a CSS tutorial. Here's one example. This is one of our niche sites. It's a CSS dedicated site. And we just updated recently after several years. And well, let me show you what the old one looked like. Now, this is the old version of the site, and when I designed this, I think it was in 2004 rather. And for 2004, this was pretty good, but by today's standards in 2010, it's not so cool. So I decided to update it with something more modern and to also bring it into lockstep, if that's the right term, with the new Killer Sites layout as well. So site redesigns on or additions or changes on a fairly regular basis does help a lot, of course, in creating the impression that there's actually somebody behind the site. And again, it gives confidence in the site as far as the people visiting your website are concerned. Finally, there are other miscellaneous things that you can do to create an impression of an active site. So what we've done, for instance, is we've listed recent forum topics. Now we have an active forum, you may not have that, but we list them so people can click through and you can see, you can see stuff that was pasted today, yesterday. They see that there is activity on the forums. What we've also done is we've listed here dynamically our latest subscribers to our newsletters. So you see, like right now I'm recording this at 3:50 about, and you see we've had somebody subscribe to a newsletter at 3:45, and another guy, well, Denise, I guess a woman here at 2:52. So again, it gives the impression that yes, there are people visiting the site is active, the site is made up to date. So people coming here know that if they decide to want to purchase one of our videos or one of our subscription or any of our other services, they'll know that there's people there to support them. They know that they're not throwing their money at some black hole. There you go. I hope you found this tip useful. And my name is Steph Mischuk with killersites.com. Thanks for listening.